Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by a YouTube channel called NBA Zone titled 10 NBA Trades that will happen in 2020, guys. So I would assume after the seasons, concludes and we have the off-season stuff. Hopefully that's by the end of 2020, right, man? So let's go ahead and check this out.
Hey guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to NBA Zone, and
what trade do you want to see happen, man? Let me know in the comments.
NBA content.
And I'll read it.
Now that the NBA season has been
Guarantee
put on
I'll read
hold,
it.
game reports seem to have been replaced by a whole lot
Or you
of
can just say hi.
rumors. And with every NBA analyst giving their 2 cents on what they think will happen next season,
I give the whole damn dollar.
Figure out what
I don't give
rumors
2
are
cents.
bogus and which are likely to be true. So today we're going to do our best to predict the top 10 trades that will happen in 2021. But
all right.
Before we do, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications button so that you don't miss out on all of our latest content. Number 10. Rudy Gobert to the Atlanta Hawks. After Gobert's childish actions in a press conference—
They just got Clint Capella! They don't need Rudy. I would actually take Clint Capella over Rudy Gobert simply because his contract is like a third of what Rudy makes.
led him to
and I think he's
infecting both
younger.
himself and fellow teammate Donovan Mitchell with the coronavirus. Their
Damn
relationship
Rudy, man.
took a massive turn for the worse. And although they have reportedly decided to put this behind them
that
and
Kevin
move
McHale?
forward and act professionally, as per Utah Jazz executive Dennis Lindsey, that
Nope.
doesn't mean that the team won't look to ship out the star center as a precaution. We think that the Jazz, who are currently the 4th best team in the West, will want a player that will help them maintain a solid defensive rating. As a result, we predict that Gobert will be sent to Atlanta for Clint Capella and a future second-round pick. This trade is great for Utah because they would acquire a solid rim protector on an affordable contract, allowing them to offer Mitchell a max deal come 2020.
Right,
On the other hand, this trade could also be great for Atlanta because they would acquire an experienced center who is still in his prime. As a result, this would help improve Atlanta's defensive rating for years to come, while giving the Jazz a solid replacement up front. Number 9.
I'm
Bradley
convinced.
Beal to the Denver Nuggets. Bradley
The
Beal
Detroit
is
Pistons?
one
Is that
of
what
the
she said?
NBA's hottest trade commodities, and it's not hard to see why. Averaging an insane 30 points per game, he is truly one of the league's top offensive
6 assists
players,
also.
despite being
Good
on one of the
playmaker.
league's worst teams. As a result, NBA contenders could gain a lot from having him on their squad. We think that the Denver Nuggets could be a great option, especially considering their lack of superstar guards outside of Jamal Murray. As a result, we predict that Bradley Beal will be dealt to the Nuggets in exchange for Gary Harris, Michael Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks.
Not a
This
bad little
trade will
haul
be
for the
mutually
Wizards.
beneficial,
Not bad.
as it would allow the Nuggets to contend now while giving the Wizards a bunch of young pieces to build around, setting them up for a bright future once John Wall returns. Number 8. Miles Turner to the San Antonio Spurs. While Miles Turner is a great all-around center, he has been outclassed this season by Domantas Sabonis. As a result, if the Pacers would like to become a contender, they would need to replace Turner with a more experienced star. Cue the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey,
They've been on the
LaMarcus.
decline since Kawhi's exit and would likely accept a deal swapping LaMarcus Aldridge and Derrick White for Miles Turner and Jeremy Lamb. The Pacers would win as they would benefit from the veteran experience and solid productivity
for like a
of
season.
Aldridge, while also gaining a young yet useful starter in White. On the other hand, the Spurs would obtain a solid young center in Miles Turner and an effective 6th man.
What do you guys
in
think
Jeremy
about that
Lamb.
trade?
So,
It's
for the
interesting.
sake
I've not
of
heard
both
it.
teams, we hope they test this trade out.
In over 1,000 minutes on the court, those two had an awful 2.1 net rating. They had the 29th ranked offense, but the 2nd ranked defense with those two on the floor. With the right role and teammates, Miles Turner could be a valuable player on a really good team.
Man, we've been saying that for about 5 years now, it seems like.
Player here for Indy.
He's always
Number
just
7,
1 year away.
Derrick Rose to the Los Angeles Lakers. Derrick Rose has been
For
a
who?
great asset for Detroit
Let's hear
this
it.
season, averaging 18 points and 6 assists per game. However,
Better be at least Kuzma. And I want a draft pick.
with the Pistons being one of the
Do not say Alex Caruso. I don't want the bald eagle.
worst teams in the NBA, and with Rose
I'm already freaking almost got the damn bald eagle thing going on myself.
being 31 years old, it makes little sense to keep the experienced guard around. So
I know.
we anticipate a trade that moves Rose to the sunny streets of Los Angeles in exchange for Kyle Kuzma and a 2024 second-round pick. This would work out for Detroit, as they would land a solid young talent in Kuzma along with a pick for the future. Los Angeles, on the other hand, would get a
Michigan man too.
Point guard who could be just the push they
Flint.
need to beat out their Western Conference rivals. If this trade were to happen, we are sure that both teams would benefit in the long run. Number 6. Kevin Love to the Portland Trail Blazers.
Been hearing this one about 5
is
years now.
Still a very talented forward. However, the veteran is
Someday.
wasting away the final years of his prime with a team that is in full tank mode.
I know he ain't wasting away that $33 million a season, though.
Thus,
He did
we
sign
think
there.
the
It was his
Cavaliers
choice,
would
right?
Unload him for some young talent. Although they have already rejected a previous offer from the Trailblazers, we think they should get
Did
back
they?
to the
Why?
negotiation table. While it may be tough to get the Cavs to agree to terms, we think that trading Love for Hassan Whiteside and a 2021 first-round pick
I think
would be
Hassan's
fair.
expiring
This would be
contract.
ideal, as
Maybe a
Love
sign and
would be
trade, I
back in
guess.
his home state of Oregon and could provide the talent needed to elevate the Trailblazers to true playoff status. On the other hand, Whiteside could be a talented forward for the Cavs to pair with Drummond, and a first-round pick.
You don't want that. I can't imagine a team in 2020 running a lineup of Hassan Whiteside and Andre Drummond. It would be hilarious. But you see what Kevin Love's doing right there? You ain't never gonna say that shit ever again.
Would land Cleveland a young talent that could develop into something special. Therefore, considering both teams' short and long-term goals, this trade makes a lot of sense.
Damn, Whiteside and
Excited
Drummond
coming
team.
here, for the first time with this team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Portland's always where my heart is going to be. My immediate family still lives here. I love coming home, and it's a place that I always have loved playing. And I was looking at it today. I said, this is the Rose Garden to me. That's what I grew up with. So, no, it's a fun place to come and play. The crowd.
Well, you should have
crowd,
signed there
the
then.
Fans are
But you
always
took the
great.
bag.
It was, tough but fun to play in front of. So it's good to come home to Portland.
Number 5, Davis Bertans to the Boston Celtics. Bertans has had a breakout season for the Wizards this year, averaging a career high of 15 points per game while shooting 43% from the three. However, at 27 years of age, he is likely not a part of Washington's long-term rebuild.
He's because him and Daniel Tice kind of look similar. Both like lengthy, 6'10" white dudes. And they just look like polar opposites. Just like the good brother and the bad
As a
brother.
result, we could see
You know what I'm
the
saying?
Boston Celtics
Like, that would be
trading
kind of a fun
Bertans
line to
in
watch.
exchange for a 2021 first-round pick, Romeo Langford, and Semi Ojeleye. This would be ideal as Boston would gain some much-needed depth on the bench, while the Wizards would bring
Now
a
he's
nice
taking
haul of
Tice's
young
spot.
assets to help propel the team's rebuild. Number 4, Aaron Gordon to the Phoenix Suns. While Aaron Gordon may be a great defensive player and a notoriously good dunker, he is not helping the Orlando Magic's measly 24th ranked offense. As a result, we think that the Phoenix Suns, who have a 19th
Who they gonna give up?
defense,
Oubre?
would agree to swap Kelly Oubre Jr. for Aaron Gordon. Both would stand to benefit, as the Magic would acquire a near 20-point-per-night shooter, while the Suns would acquire a great defensive
Oubre
piece
with
to pair beside
Isaac.
Booker and
Be a nice
Ayton.
team.
We're confident that if this trade were to fall through, both teams could expect to make the playoffs next season. Number 3, Julius Randle to the Phoenix Suns. There is no question that Julius Randle is a solid player, and with
I don't know if I like the fit alongside Ayton. I don't know if I like that fit or not. I mean, I don't know if I don't really like Julius Randle next to anybody, so
averages of about
maybe next to
20
the coach
points
on the
and
bench.
10 rebounds per game, he could be a great contributor to many NBA franchises. However, he's definitely not the superstar the Knicks wanted, and there's little chance of him ever leading the team to the playoffs. Therefore, the Knicks could get a decent haul by trading him for some young talent, and we think they'd agree to deal Randle to the Suns for Mikal Bridges, Dario Saric, and a 2022 first-round pick. This would be great, as it would not only make the Phoenix Suns a
don't
playoff
know.
team overnight, but also
What do you
give
guys
the
think?
Knicks 2 young players with a lot of upside, along with a first-round pick that will likely fall
Knicks
just short
fans,
of the lottery.
speak up.
In short,
And
this
Sun
trade
fans.
could be just what the Knicks need to fast-track their rebuild, and exactly what the
look
Suns
like
need
damn
to
Humpty
finally
Dumpty.
end their playoff drought. Number 2, Steven Adams to the Sacramento Kings. Although he nearly averages a double-double per game, Steven Adams rarely gets the credit he deserves on an OKC
Could him and Bagley
team
play together,
filled
you guys
with
think?
more well-known players such as Chris Paul, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Danilo Gallinari. However, OKC knows that they will never win a championship with this roster, yet because they are a small market team, they can't really afford to tank. As a result, they could
how about Chris Paul and Steven Adams to the Warriors for the first round pick, number 1 pick in the draft. And you can have CP3, Steph Curry at shooting guard, Clay at the 3. They can also have Wiggins too. Draymond at the 4, and Adams at the 5.
The U's a great shooter that can improve their relatively lackluster 14th rated offense. Although next season will be the last season of Steven Adams' contract, he could realistically be traded to the Kings for Nemanja Bjelica and Harry Giles. This would be great for
Yeah, y'all
both
could have
teams,
Harrison
as
Barnes
it
too
would
while you're at
provide
it.
OKC with a talented shooter in Bjelica and a young prospect in Giles, while the Kings would get a solid all-around big man in Adams.
They would need to
fulfilling
toss in
their need
him anyway
a
for,
center and helping them push for a
contract
late
reasons.
playoff spot. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Toronto Raptors.
It's not gonna
It may
happen. It's not
sound
gonna happen. It's not
crazy,
gonna happen.
but
It
we
is
wouldn't
crazy.
be surprised
It's
if
insane.
Giannis Antetokounmpo was traded from Milwaukee to Toronto in a sign-and-trade deal for Serge Ibaka, Norman Powell, OG Anunoby, and a 2022 first-round pick.
Hell no. You want to talk? You can talk to Fred VanVleet. You can talk to Pascal Siakam at that point. Probably Marc Gasol. Nick Nurse can come. Be the assistant coach to Mike. Maybe we agree to Canada joining as the 51st state of the United States. That could be part of the trade. I want some loonies, some toonies. Tim Hortons. Writes Tim Hortons. I want some poutine. That's it.
While this would take a lot of convincing on the part of the Raptors, what many people do not know is that the Antetokounmpo family is extremely close with Raptors GM Masai Ujiri. In fact, he was instrumental
Kevin Love
in
chose
helping them
Cleveland.
immigrate
His
from
family's
Nigeria
from
to
Oregon.
Greece so they could have a better life. Therefore, if the right pieces were offered, we see little reason for the Greek freak to not want to go to a team that is not only one of the best in the league, but has a number of international players that would help him feel right at home.
We're looking at the potential free agents. Now that the 2020 trade
what's this?
deadline's in the rearview mirror, 2021 free agency.
Okay, I think that's the end.
It was.
Guess what? Everyone.
Oh yeah, this is just talk about Giannis wanting to go to the Raptors, I guess, guys. What do you guys all think, man? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.